Every year, as the festive lights twinkle and carols fill the air, one figure remains a dark and unsettling presence in our holiday traditions: the Grinch.
Someone just say, Grinch.
A creature so infamous, so woven into the fabric of Christmas, that most view him as a little more than a grouchy character who ultimately learns to embrace the holiday spirit. But what if there's more to this green, furry fiend than we've been led to believe? What if the Grinch is not just a misunderstood recluse, but a cold, calculating mass murderer? In this documentary, we'll reveal the hidden truth about the Grinch, a creature whose bitterness, meticulous planning, and violent tendencies suggest that he is far more sinister than a mere holiday villain. As we explore the facts, we'll delve into a chilling conspiracy theory that links the Grinch to a series of unsettling and murderous acts. This is the Grinch as you've never seen him, and the truth may be far darker than you could have imagined. The Grinch's Origins: a troubled past or a deeply disturbed mind. When we think of the Grinch, we think of a lonely creature living alone on Mount Crumpet, far from Whoville. We're told that he dislikes Christmas because of his envy of the Who's happiness. But this narrative glosses over the crucial details that point to a much deeper, more disturbing reality. The Grinch is isolated, yes, but why? Most stories of the outsider figure involve personal loss, trauma, or deeply psychological scars. What if the Grinch's isolation is not a result of mild distaste for festive cheer, but stems from something darker? A violent past that led him to distrust and eventually hate the world around him. In many cases, those who commit horrific acts are driven by a deep sense of rejection, whether real or perceived. Could the Grinch's extreme isolation indicate that he is not merely a recluse, but someone who rejects society for far more sinister reasons? It's not just the Who's he resents, it's everything they represent: peace, joy, and human connection. What if the Grinch is hiding a history of violence, a trauma that has warped his mind and left him incapable of seeing anything but destruction? The Heist: a calculated, methodical plan of mass destruction. On Christmas Eve, the Grinch descends from Mount Crumpet, executing a precise and methodical heist that not only robs the Who's of their presents, but systematically erases all evidence of Christmas. His plan goes far beyond simple theft. It's about annihilating Christmas in its entirety. Why would someone go to such lengths to destroy a holiday? The Grinch isn't just taking things, he's erasing joy, eradicating everything that the Who's hold dear. He doesn't simply take the gifts, he destroys their symbols of happiness. He knows exactly when to strike, how to move, and where to go. This isn't the behavior of an ordinary thief or a jaded old creature. This is the work of someone who has thought long and hard about how to leave the Who's in complete despair. Moreover, there's a disturbing detail in his actions. The Grinch takes everything. Not just presents, but Christmas trees, decorations, and even food. He doesn't stop at material possessions. He targets everything that represents warmth, love, and community. This is more than theft. This is an attack on the Who's way of life. Let's not forget the manner in which he executes his plan, sneaking in under the cover of the night, methodically removing every trace of Christmas. When we look at criminal behavior, we often see a pattern. The more calculated and methodical the crime, the more disturbing the individual behind it. The Grinch's actions follow this exact pattern, suggesting a mind bent on destruction. The Grinch's motivation: power, control, and the need to destroy. The Grinch's motives appear straightforward at first glance. He simply hates Christmas. But this oversimplifies the true nature of his actions. The Grinch isn't just an angry old man upset about presents and decorations. His desire to control and destroy the spirit of Christmas suggests a far deeper, more disturbing craving for power. He doesn't just want to take from the Who's, he wants to break them. He waits, watching from his lair as the Who's wake up, expecting them to despair. But when the Who's instead sing together in unity, the Grinch is shaken to his core. It's not just that his plan failed, it's that the Who's ability to endure and unite in the face of despair challenges his power. This moment is crucial because it reveals the Grinch's true nature. He isn't simply a figure of bitterness. He's someone driven by a need to dominate, to destroy, and to test the limits of his control over others. The Grinch's plan to take Christmas from the Who's is not just about ruining their holiday, it's about asserting his control over their happiness. This is the work of a psychopath, someone who thrives on the manipulation of others' emotions and desires to be the ultimate force in their lives. The aftermath, a pattern of destruction and manipulation. When the Grinch sees the Who's singing in the town square, it triggers a moment of clarity and, in some interpretations, redemption. But let's look at this more closely. The Grinch's response to the Who's resilience is not just a sudden epiphany, it's cognitive dissonance, the realization that his mission to break them has failed. The Grinch expected them to fall apart. Instead, they rise stronger, their spirit unbroken. Could the Grinch's heart, growing 3 sizes, be less about kindness and more about acceptance of his failure? He returns the stolen goods, but why? Is it because he truly feels remorse, or is it because he recognizes that to maintain his position of control within Whoville, he must play along and pretend to be part of the group? The Grinch may appear to have turned a corner, but there is a deeper, more unsettling reality. He is now integrating himself into the Who's world, biding his time until he can strike again. The Grinch's true nature, a killer who blends in. The Grinch's redemption is suspiciously convenient. It is a strategic response to his failure. He doesn't learn the true meaning of Christmas in any meaningful way. He simply realizes that his attempts to destroy the Who's have only made him more isolated. His infiltration of Whoville is not a sign of change, it's a tactical decision. What's more disturbing is the fact that the Grinch, after returning the stolen goods, becomes a permanent part of Whoville. He is embraced by the community despite his violent past and his role in the near destruction of their town. This highlights a chilling reality. The Grinch has successfully manipulated the Who's into accepting him back. The cycle of destruction and control is far from over. It has simply shifted form. The Grinch's story is far more than just a whimsical holiday tale. Beneath the surface lies a dark and disturbing reality. The Grinch is not just a grumpy recluse, but a cold, calculating individual driven by a desire to control, manipulate, and destroy. His attack on Whoville was not an act of random malice, but a carefully orchestrated plot to break the Who's, to bend them to his will. So next time you hear the tale of the Grinch, remember, the real villain might not be the creature who steals Christmas, but the one who manipulates his way into your heart. And that is a far more dangerous predator than any we've ever known.